Reaction tonight to President Trump's tweets banning transgender people from military service.
2.5 million visits a year supported by Medicaid. If we take Medicaid away, where do they go?
The Senate rejects repeal without replacement today. So what's the future of health care in the U.S.?
At the end of the day, we have enough food right here in the county to end hunger. The problem is 40% of that food is wasted. It goes to the landfill.
And a local nonprofit and a popular coffee shop work together to bridge the hunger gap. KPBS Evening Edition starts now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. President Trump is barring transgender people from serving in the military. He made the announcement on Twitter this morning, saying people who are transgender will not be allowed to serve in the military in any capacity. He tweeted, "Our military must be focused on decisive and overwhelming victory and cannot be burdened with the tremendous medical cost and disruption that transgender in the military would entail." The White House says this decision was based on what's best for the military and that Trump consulted his national security team first.
What happens to transgender service members now? Are they immediately thrown out of the military?
That's something that the Department of Defense and the White House will have to work together as implementation takes place and is done so lawfully.
Transgender service members have been able to serve openly in the military since last year. AP reports several defense officials say as many as 250 service members in the Pentagon's personnel system are in the process of transitioning or have been approved to formally change their gender identity. While RAD Corporation study estimates there are between 1,300 and 7,000 transgender service members on active duty. It's unclear at this point how this announcement will affect them. In response to President Trump's Twitter announcement, San Diego Congressman Scott Peters filed an amendment to the defense appropriations bill to block the ban. The defense bill is working its way through Congress. Peters released a statement saying that transgender Americans already serve honorably, including a former member of the elite SEAL Team 6. He says Congress must stand up against backwards politics, trust our military leaders, and put national security first. The ACLU of San Diego and Imperial County says the president's tweets raise red flags. Senior attorney Bartis Vakili says they send a message of hate and discrimination, but he points out tweets alone don't change policy.
Right now, these are just some characters on a phone from the President of the United States. There are regulations and rules in the Department of Defense that protect trans service members and allow them to serve openly. So while these are just tweet messages, tweets can't convert law. The President doesn't have that power.
Still, Vakili says if the president's tweets lead to discriminatory policy changes, the ACLU of San Diego and Imperial Counties is prepared to act. The Senate rejected legislation this afternoon that would have repealed major portions of the Affordable Care Act. 7 Republicans joined Democrats to defeat the plan. The repeal amendment had a 2-year delay with no replacement. This is the second setback the GOP has suffered this week, trying to get rid of Obamacare. At this point, Senate Republicans are considering a bill that would repeal the individual mandate that people have insurance, but would leave most other parts of Obamacare intact. A coalition of health organizations in San Diego held a rally today to protest the Senate's attempt to repeal and replace Obamacare. Jan Spenceley heads up the coalition San Diegans for Healthcare Coverage. She was an administrator at UC San Diego Health before Obamacare.
I saw people that didn't get adequate care. I saw people that didn't get their mammograms, who didn't get their breast cancer diagnosed early and who were in stage 4 when they could have been in stage 2 or 1, and we could have cured them.
Henry Tuttle is president of Health Center Partners of Southern California, a network of 17 community healthcare organizations. He says efforts to slash Medicaid just don't make sense.
We care for 800,000 patients, 2.5 million visits a year supported by Medicaid. If we take Medicaid away, where do they go? Who's going to care for them? Who has the capacity to accept 800,000 patients?
Advocates say Republican lawmakers should try to improve the current system, not throw it away. A San Diego study adds new data to the debate over e-cigarettes and whether they can help against the fight against smoking. And KPBS science reporter David Wagner lays out the study's findings.
Researchers at UC San Diego found a significant spike in the number of Americans quitting smoking in recent years. And they found that e-cigarette users were more likely to succeed at quitting. One of the study's authors, Xiuhong Zhu, directs the Center for Research and Intervention in Tobacco Control. He's not saying e-cigarettes are safe or that getting smokers to quit is as easy as handing them an e-cigarette, but he says this population-level trend suggests that the rise of e-cigarettes may be helping some kick the habit.
An e-cigarette really just one of the kind of part of the toolbox that could help you quit. But it's not a cure for by any means. Smokers still have to make a lot of effort to try to quit.
UC San Francisco smoking expert Stanton Glantz told KPBS the study was nicely done and does show a positive effect. But he said the literature as a whole shows e-cigarettes associated with less, not more, quitting. David Wagner, KPBS News.
People use Yelp to find the best burritos in San Diego or the best barbers. But starting today, they can turn to Yelp for ratings on all California hospitals that deliver babies. The site has clinical information like C-sections and breastfeeding rates side by side with customer feedback and comments. The project is designed to help women make informed choices. San Diego's parking meters generate millions of dollars for community parking districts. Today, they laid out how they want to spend that money. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen says the budgets have long been a subject of frustration.
When you feed your parking meter in San Diego, just under half the money you spend stays in that community to help improve the parking situation. That being said, state and local laws restrict how those parking meter dollars can be spent. And some of the parking districts complain those restrictions make them unable to spend the money they have in the bank. Today, a city council committee reviewed the parking district's budget for this fiscal year. Councilwoman Georgette Gomez says the money can and should be spent on reducing the demand for parking by making neighborhoods more bikeable and walkable.
And I know that it's a little bit of a sticky point because it is coming from parking meters, but definitely an opportunity to activate the goals that we have set forward in our climate action plan.
That climate action plan expects residents to cut back on driving in favor of biking, walking, and riding public transit. City studies have hinted at a conflict between that goal and the goals of the parking districts to increase parking supply. If you make it easier to park, you make it easier to drive. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
More than 400,000 people in San Diego County don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet every day, local restaurants throw out an enormous amount of food. Now Starbucks has partnered with a San Diego nonprofit to help bridge that hunger gap. KPBS health reporter Kenny Goldberg has the story.
Come on in, guys, see what you like.
When people shop at the corner market in Kearny Mesa, they get help from a personal assistant.
Right. I love the fresh veggies. Oh,
and
yes.
Do you want me to take the cart for you, Diane?
Sure.
That's okay. And then you can tell me what you'd like.
The corner market is a food pantry. It's operated by the nonprofit Jewish Family Service.
Peanut butter.
Peanut
butter?
That
would be great.
Today, market volunteer Andy Furman is helping Diane White and her caretaker Nathan Morin.
So this is 2. I'm going to separate this.
They start at the canned food section.
Perfect.
After a few minutes, they move on to the produce.
How many cukes would you like? You can have...
Furman shows White some locally grown cucumbers.
I mean, you can see they grow.
Maybe 5 in that
5
case.
of these?
Yeah, I love cucumbers.
Lastly, White stops at a cooler filled with food from Starbucks.
I love it all.
There are stacks of sliced fruit and vegetable trays, salads, sandwiches, wraps, you name it.
I'll have like one salad.
White tops off her shopping cart with lots of Starbucks food. White is trying to beat back endometrial and breast cancer. She can no longer work.
I think that's awesome that you guys grow the veggies.
So she depends on food from the corner market. White says getting items from Starbucks is a real treat.
I love Starbucks, and that's one of those special things that I'm not able to get normally, and I just go nuts here. I've got my favorites, and yeah, it's really neat.
Starbucks employees came up with the idea of the food share program.
Everyone knows someone that at some time struggled to put food on the table, so that really hits home.
Starbucks manager Jordan Jellison says he and his colleagues hated to throw away perfectly good food every day.
It's a human issue that we're not comfortable with, and that's why Starbucks launched this program, so that we could feel comfortable doing our jobs every day and do something great at the same time.
Starbucks asked the hunger relief agency Feeding America for help in fleshing out the idea. The nonprofit turned to their subsidiary, Feeding San Diego, to come up with a way to collect and distribute Starbucks unsold food. Here's the plan they developed. Every night of the week after closing time, refrigerated trucks pull up to Starbucks locations all over San Diego. The drivers pick up bags of soon-to-be expired food that store managers set aside. Drivers check the temperature of the food to make sure it's been stored properly. Then they weigh the items, put them in their truck, and move on to the next Starbucks. At the end of the night, drivers drop the food off at the warehouses of 6 different hunger relief agencies. The agencies then distribute the food to people in need.
Each store provides us with approximately 10 pounds of product.
Vince Hall is Feeding San Diego's CEO. He says they launched the food share program in October 2015.
First year, we piloted it in 30 stores. It has grown rapidly now to where we are in 187 Starbucks locations across San Diego County every night of the year. And now Starbucks has announced recently that they're going to expand this program nationwide.
Starbucks pays for the vans, the gas, and helps to cover the cost of training the drivers. Hall says Starbucks is the epitome of a good corporate citizen.
And they are working with us every step of the way to take responsibility for what would be food waste and turning it into hunger relief.
Starbucks now lets Feeding San Diego use the vans to retrieve food from other restaurant chains and retailers. Hall says it opens up a great opportunity.
At the end of the day, we have enough food right here in the county to end hunger. The problem is 40% of that food is wasted. It goes to the landfill. So to solve hunger in San Diego County, we don't need to bring more food into our county. We need to stop wasting the food that's already here.
The food share program has collected and distributed more than 320,000 pounds of Starbucks food. That food has nourished a lot of San Diegans, including Diane White.
They offer so many that there's enough until the next time I come back.
White says if she had to pick just one item from Starbucks, she'd have a tough time.
I really don't have a favorite because I love all of them, even the little desserts that I shouldn't have.
Kenny Goldberg, KPBS News.
Feeding San Diego is a KPBS sponsor. San Diego County is considering outsourcing its animal shelters and animal control services. But before making a decision, the county wants to get input from residents in unincorporated areas. KPBS reporter Claire Tragesser has more.
The next workshop is set for Thursday at 6 p.m. at the Ramona Library. The goal is to discuss the county's decision to pay an outside organization to do animal control services in unincorporated parts of the county and run the 3 county animal shelters. Already, the county has decided not to renew its animal control contracts with 6 cities, San Diego, Carlsbad, Del Mar, Encinitas, Santee, and Solana Beach, that will expire next June. The San Diego Humane Society is in talks with the county about taking over animal services, but those negotiations haven't started yet. Officials from Animal Services declined an interview request. In an email, a county spokesman said Animal Services is paying an outside consultant $10,000 to host the workshops. Claire Tragesser, KPBS News.
Details including the date, location, and time for the upcoming workshops can be found at kpbs.org. Scientists have long been able to make specific changes to DNA, but some researchers are now pursuing a more radical route, building an organism's DNA from scratch. Kathy Young with the Associated Press has more on this stepping stone to tackle human DNA.
To get the right texture for bread, bakers knead the dough, let it rise, and shape it before it goes into the oven. The same yeast that makes bread rise could help scientists learn how to build human DNA from scratch.
Yeast is the first domesticated microorganism. Today, we have yeast that are being used to produce vaccines, compounds, medicines, and even fuels.
The yeast genome is also bigger and more complex than the DNA of simple viruses and bacteria. Now, New York University scientist Jeff Buca and an international scientific team are looking beyond just altering the DNA of yeast. They are looking to redesign it from the start.
Rather than starting with what exists in nature and making changes to see what happens, we can do this bottom-up approach where we design whole systems from scratch and see if they work as we predict.
The process to create new yeast DNA involves using a computer program to alter its natural sequence. In this example, researchers tell the computer every time it sees the letter sequence TAG at the end of a gene to change it to TAA. This new sequence is then used as a blueprint to build artificial DNA that's inserted into yeast cells for monitoring. The researchers watch to make sure the yeast still is growing and functioning properly with the new sequence. The lesson from yeast may help scientists redesign human DNA, not to make people, but to insert in human cells for research and medical advances. But bioethicists like Lori Zoloff find that idea unsettling.
So it would be extremely tempting, and I think troubling, if they made one cell and made it a master cell, and then they'd want to see if it worked, meaning would it divide, would it multiply, would it replicate itself, does the DNA work? And that, of course, could lead quite easily to the creation of a human being.
Buca and his team see the project as a way to make improvements in the field of medicine and agriculture. Biologist June Medford is paying close attention. She's trying to genetically engineer slightly more complicated plant DNA to do things like detect pollution and explosives, possibly leading to bomb-sniffing plants one day.
We've basically encoded a computerized detection technology in plants. So now, if you want to detect something like a bomb in an airport, we can make a plant do that. And our sensitivity is about down to that of a dog, so very, very sensitive.
While the debate over redesigning DNA will only heat up, these longtime bakers already know the importance of yeast.
So I really think it's fantastic that here this microbe that we've used to nourish ourselves for thousands of years now will be used in more medical research to understand the human DNA.
The doors to a new frontier of genetic study. Kathy Young, Associated Press.
Preparations are underway in Oceanside for the 10th annual Supergirl Pro Surfing Championships. And the waves are full of women practicing their skills. It's the largest female surf contest in the world, with participants from Hawaii, Australia, South Africa, and of course, Southern California. The event starts Friday and continues through the weekend. Hurricane Hillary is stirring up high tides and rip currents this week in San Diego. Erin Calandra has more in tonight's forecast.
If you're heading to the beach today, no problem. Should be a gorgeous beach day for you. But we do have Hurricane Hillary out in the Pacific, and that is certainly going to cause some problems for the beach here this weekend. Friday through Tuesday, we're going to see some high tide, some high waves, I should say, up to 10 feet. Also some pretty strong and dangerous rip currents. So if you're planning on going to the beach here anywhere in San Diego County over the weekend, you should expect to have some caution. Exercise extreme caution because it can become very dangerous. Taking a look here at our satellite and radar for today across the county, it's pretty quiet. Of course, we could see those pop-up thunderstorms in the evening, mainly in the deserts, also the mountains. Here's a bigger picture. It's actually quieting down. Las Vegas yesterday was very wet. Today, much quieter activity. Tonight, 70 degrees for our low temperature. It's a couple degrees above average for this time of year. Increasing clouds overnight. They will be there in the morning, but then they'll die off with plenty of sunshine. Cloudier along the coast. Oceanside, 67 degrees tonight. Ramona, 64. Inland, we'll see more stars out here in Borrego Springs and also Mount Laguna. 62 degrees there for the low temperature. Here's our Thursday. It's going to be cooling down just a little bit along the coast. Inland, though, it's still going to be very warm, triple digits in the deserts. We're seeing monsoon season, so the Four Corners, they're getting their share of thunderstorms in the evening hours. Tomorrow along the coast, it's going to be beautiful. Oceanside, 80 degrees. San Diego, 79. Inland, it's going to be a lot warmer in Ramona, 91 degrees. In Borrego Springs, 107. Mount Laguna reaching 81 degrees for the high temperature. Here's the 5-day for the coast. Again, Friday through Tuesday, expect dangerous conditions at any of the beaches here in San Diego County. Temperatures right around 80 degrees and humid. So as far as our temperatures and our sunshine, it's going to be perfect for the beach, but the water, again, is going to be a bit dangerous. Inland, we are reaching nearly 90 degrees by Friday, and then we slowly drop it down to 86 degrees Saturday with plenty of sunshine. In the mountains, very comfortable conditions. Partly sunny Saturday, 77 degrees for the high temperature. And in the mountains, we are slowly cooling off. By Sunday, we'll be down to 100 degrees again with thunderstorms expected popping up across the region. For KPBS News, I'm Erin Calandra.
A NASA astronaut tweeted a time-lapse video showing a close-up of the reddish-green aurora in space. Take a look at this. Spaceman Jack Fisher calls it a burrito of awesomeness smothered in awesome sauce. The video was shot while moving nearly 18,000 miles per hour at an elevation of 250 miles above Earth. The aurora forms when gas particles on Earth collide with matter from the sun's atmosphere.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next News Hour. On the ground in Iraq, revenge killings and other abuse in the aftermath of the battle for Mosul. That's Wednesday on the PBS News Hour.
Art Enables is a lot like any other art studio. Big windows, a paint-splattered sink, and it's quiet enough to hear a paintbrush clink on the side of a water glass. NPR producer Mia Stern says the unique thing about this studio is it works exclusively with artists with disabilities.
Art Enables is an art studio and a gallery. We do art, we sketch, we have art shows, we have parties, and we do our art, we sell our art, we earn money. It's fun. We just like families. I started doing art since I was a baby. My mom put me down the coffee table and she put paper in front of me and some pencil, and I start drawing cats.
Art Enables is not an art therapy program. It's not an arts education program. We're a professional studio. Art is provocative, it's healing, it's transformative, and it's important. My dream is that the type of work that Art Enables is doing can become a model that's replicated across the U.S.
I've been drawing since I was 8 years old. I'd like to become an illustrated book writer. That's what I'm doing now. I'm doing my book, The Ugly Puppy. This book's about a dog who has a disability. He's different, and other animals make fun out of him. I'm trying to let people know who we are. We're humans like anybody else.
It started when I was 20 years old, when I watched a fashion show on cable, and I thought that I can do that too. I want to be a shoe designer like Christian Louboutin, working on a shoe piece that is inspired by Super Mario Brothers. It's a mushroom boot. This piece was inspired by the women's movement the day after the inauguration of Donald Trump. So I would like to make a piece as a tribute to that movement. This red dot means it's already been sold.
I feel great. I've been happy.
Because it makes other people happy and me.
It's really satisfying. I felt like a celebrity myself.
Now, here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom. On Morning Edition, cracking down on sanctuary sites, how California cities are dealing with the Trump administration's latest efforts to discourage sanctuary jurisdictions. And on Midday Edition, it's like a candy shop, but with video games. The traveling exhibit that is sure to make you nostalgic. That's tomorrow at noon on KPBS Radio. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.